I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I did. I turned it on before I came over here, so 45 seconds of everybody mumbling.
Oh, great. Yeah.
That'll get
Well,
deleted.
no, we were picking on Jack and his fancy phone. So everybody knows now.
No,
It's
yeah,
all-
you're jealous.
All right.
I still will take your taxes.
Okay, so I think before we do roll call in that, we have I guess we should do roll call. I'll do it. Jason Heeman.
Here.
Councilmember Jack Down.
Present.
Kristen Potter.
Here.
Gail Redden. Absent. Ted Batesel Jr.
Here.
Ray Woods 2. Here. Jared Allen.
Here.
Kelly Ballmer.
Here.
Okay, and Adam Swathworth has resigned as Secretary Treasurer, and Solicitor Henry is not open, or is not present. Which brings us to first order. We're going to move hire Secretary Treasurer from old business to the top. We have Gretchen Galliardo available, or has offered to be our Secretary Treasurer and Rights to Know Officer.
Maybe the same one.
Chair would entertain a motion to hire Gretchen as Secretary Treasurer and Rights to Know Officer for Starrucca Borough.
I move to hire Ms. Galliardo as Secretary Treasurer and Rights to Know Officer. The borough.
We have a second on that.
Second.
Great.
You want to award the contract with it?
Yeah, I can go ahead. I'm actually going to move to amend the motion to hire her to include the contract terms here. Position pays $400 gross per month for Secretary Treasurer work. Rights to Know research at $10 per hour. Attendance at council meetings and special council, special, and committee meetings. Creation of meeting minutes for all meetings. Creation of monthly treasurer's report and list of bills to pay for each meeting. Payment of all approved bills in a timely manner. Use of QuickBooks software and chart of accounts for borough income and expenses. All Pennsylvania and federal required municipal filings, including but not limited to PA muni staff forms, liquid fuel reporting, tax filings, and unemployment insurance. Management of grant applications and implementation. General secretarial functions such as writing correspondence, managing borough records, minute book, ordinance book, and borough seal. Use of and maintenance of borough email address and circulation of borough correspondence with council members. Any other duties as required by code. Anybody have any discussion?
Did you go over the rate?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I updated. That was good. That was a good catch.
Sounds good to me.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
You're officially here.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you.
We are thrilled to have you.
Well, we'll see.
The last one moved out of town just to get out of this.
I just moved here. I am not moving again.
So the one other thing, reading a handbook from DCD for Office of Secretary, on page 1 here, it says, oath, all municipal officers, including secretaries, must swear or affirm to support, obey, and defend both federal and state constitutions and exercise the duties of office with fidelity. that is something that you can swear her in if you have an oath with you, or we can get that notarized in the next 10 days.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that. Great. Moving on, we have a guest, so I'm going to go out of order here, and I'm going to open public comment for, and I'm sorry, I forgot your first name. Gary Cowell.
Can you spell your last name, please?
C-O-L,
Mm-hmm.
W-E-L-L, Junior.
Just the way it sounds. Thank you.
Right, so the floor is yours.
I've been talking with Mr. Dowling, we've been going back and forth. I own half of the Starrucca Borough property with my grandparents. After everything that's been going on lately, Grandpa's passed, I have decided that as far as my half of that property goes, I'd like to give that to the town. I know Mr. Dowling had talked to me about someday a park or a new meeting hall for you folks. It's an acre lot, it's the biggest shithole in town. It needs to have something done with it other than look like that. I have no use for it. I can't speak for my brother on his half, but as far as my half goes, if you folks want it, you're more than welcome to have it. I've been in contact, Attorney Harvey's talked to me about that too, and he said, come here, let you folks know. So as far as that goes from here on out, you guys decide what you want to do. If you want my half of it, you're welcome to it. I think my grandparents would like to see something done with it other than what it is. They were lifelong members here too, and I think the town deserves it.
I appreciate that,
So-
thank you.
Did you get the calls from Attorney Henry?
Yes, I did, not Harry Henry, yes, I talked to him, last Friday we talked.
Okay.
Yep. So he's on the same page as basically what I discussed with you, I discussed with him as well too, so that now is back with you folks, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys have any other questions for? Thank you, that's a generous offer.
Well, you folks had sent a couple offers out that I thought was very generous for what the property was and everything too, as well as on my half of it. I thought they were very generous too, but like I say, I can't speak for my brother. But it needs to have something done with it other than what it is. So that's just the way I feel, and like I say, I think my grandparents would like to see that, so.
Right. When you spoke with Solicitor Henry, did he give you any kind of, beyond coming in and speaking to us, any kind of marching orders, some kind of paperwork or anything you needed to do?
We didn't get into that, he just said, come to the meeting and approach it and then go from there, basically is where we left it at that. So like I say, it's whatever you folks decide you want to do and then move forward from there, I think is we were kind of the same page as that too, not to jump the gun until we decided what we were gonna do.
Right.
And like I say, there's no hurry on this, I know if you guys decide you wanna take a month or 2 months and think about it, that's perfectly fine too. So don't think that it's a one-time deal with me either, it's out there, so you guys decide what you wanna do and just let me know, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
On the, I went back and looked up the deed on it, it had 4 different parcels. When you had got a transfer, and Art had transferred it over to you,
The last deed that I saw, and I'm still looking for the deed, unless I go to Homestead and get a copy, it was one lot. Because I had noticed that too, when we cleaned the house out, we found a couple of old deeds up there from the 1870s, early 1900s, and it listed it as 4 lots. So I don't know when that was changed. I know the house property up there, when that was sold, we didn't know that was 2 lots there. We were under the assumption that was 1 lot, and that was 2 lots. So there was a lot of things that we didn't know either until we started cleaning up stuff there. But I believe it is 1 lot, but like I say, I don't know without researching that in Holmesdale to get the exact thing on that.
So if the borough was to decide to go forward with this, do you want your own attorney to handle it too, or did you want Attorney Henry to handle it?
I just assume Attorney Henry started this, you might as well just keep everything with him and let him go through. He's your solicitor, I have no issues with that either. I mean, it's easier to have one person do it than we're not going back and forth playing phone tag. So I'm pretty easy going on all this stuff, so that's just the way I think, just do it, move on, and be done with it.
That's very generous offer.
Gary, what is the address of the property?
You know, I'm not sure if there is one.
Okay.
Struck a garage.
It just, I
Struck
think,
garage.
I think actually that might be what it's on the tax one, just come up as garage, but I don't know.
Garage, all right.
I think when he quit the business and did away with all that, that's when it all got changed. So I don't think there is, I don't even think there's a 911 address for
So
that.
we'll be technical with Starrucca
Like,
Garage.
yeah, you'll know.
I think it comes up on the tax map as 351 Starrucca Creek.
351.
You're just doing
Yeah,
okay.
because 352 is the Baptist church directly across the street.
Okay.
I believe that's what it comes up as. And you have all his contact, and Harry has his contact information. Let's get that to Gretchen after the meeting.
Yep.
Great.
So we'll get back, we'll talk with Attorney Henry and then.
Yeah, and go from there and just see what you want to do. And I'm perfectly fine with that. So take your time. Like I say, it's not going, it's not going anywhere. But it just needs to be done. It's time to get something done with that. So,
Okay, great. Well, we really appreciate that. Thank you.
all right, well, thank you. And thank you for your time.
Yep, thanks for coming down to the meeting.
Right.
Yes.
What's that?
So I'm going to open the floor of public comment for agenda items, if anybody has anything. No? All right. Moving on, meeting minutes for November 6th, 2023 meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review those?
Corrections on the last public comment. Shaggy Creek Road should be Shaggy's. So citizen makes comment on the driveway on Shaggy Creek. Should be Shaggy Creek Road, right?
Yep.
You need your Ed Road in there.
I think it needs an I too.
Or is it on Stefano Road? It was on Shaggy Creek, right?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the driveway's on Shady Creek and it's causing the water to go onto Stefano.
Yep.
Okay.
Across Stefano Road, not Bell Road.
Did you say they got addressed or no?
Yeah, that's got cleaned out.
The
Somebody dug it out.
ditch was cleaned and with this last rain, the water's running down the ditch.
Oh, good. Yeah, PennDOT said they wouldn't do anything because the driveway.
Well, if it was me, I would have pulled it out.
I don't
It's
know
illegal.
if we need to change it, but under the public comment there, it's got Jack down Greenwood was part of the call. I wasn't part of that call. And must have just,
Well, you said you called in, but you did, yeah. So we'll just remove Jack Down and add road. Check the spelling on Shaggy Creek and remove the from road clause on.
Because I think he's missing the iron thing.
Yep.
And then the top motion on page 2, to apply for dirt and gravel grant would be $3,000 in-kind match. Should be $1 sign there.
Page 1. I presented an offer to trap beavers. Should we reword that somehow? Makes it sound like I'm gonna trap the beavers.
what's your offer?
$1 a tail.
You can't even trap the doggone raccoons.
So Jason brought up the idea that there's a guy that will trap beavers, certified and all that, so. How do we say this?
How about Jason presented, whatever the fellow's name is, trap the beavers.
Walpolsinski.
Do you know how to spell that last name? just said it out loud so everybody has it. Lezinski, actually much easier than
Why? SKY.
SKY. Yes. Don't just make typos on the computer, make typos in the real world. All right, so, go ahead.
And two other things there, we've got down, like 3/4 way down the page. We're gonna introduce Lauren and Joe. I think we should put their last names on there. Lawrence Salman, so that would be Salsman, and Joe Kempa, Kemta.
Is that how you spell Lauren's name?
Yeah, I don't think that's how you spell Lauren.
Is it Lorpen? That looks like it.
That looks like a girl.
Yeah, I think in your
It's
text.
2023, I'm trying to phrase this properly. It's like a girl spelling.
I think in that text, Jack, I think it was L-O-R-E, in the text I just read.
That sounds about right to me too.
Yeah, leave that in there, you may not want to come back and work for it.
I move that we accept the minutes as amended.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Great. Any further discussion? All in favor for accepting the meeting minutes?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Meeting minutes are approved unanimously. All right, moving to treasurer's report and bills to pay. Gretchen, do you feel up for going through that?
Okay, you want deposits first, or just bills to pay?
Let's go through the top half, the bank account balances and deposits.
Okay, bank account balance, general fund, $4,786.64. UCC fund, $1,556.55. Liquid fuels, $10,768.16. Fire fund, $919.82, and SBC fund, $42.44.80. Interest for general fund, $1.84. Interest for UCC, 45 cents. Liquid fuels interest, $2.81. Fire fund, 48 cents, and SBC fund, $1.04 in interest. Wayne transfer tax, deposit of $1,141.70. You had one septic permit fee at $240 deposited, and state police fines, $202.62, and you have $30,000 in the grant fund that was deposited. Bills to pay for the December 2023 meeting. Penelac, $100.50. Secretary Treasurer salary, not me, $356.40. 316 lease agreement, August, $30. Tax collector gets nothing this month. Solicitor Henry, $306.25. Main Street checks, new GF fund, $32.57. Okay, I don't know what that one is.
So that is, we had to order new checks for the general fund.
Okay,
That's just my shorthand in there.
all right, and the next one is for $58.44.
That was an advertisement?
Okay, that was the advertisement in the paper.
Yes.
Salary for the mayor, 12, I guess that's for the year, $144.
Correct.
Salary for council members, each $840, also for the year. The listing in the membership directory for $40. Salesman Engineering LLC, $1,225. The PA Association of Mayors, the dues for 2024 is $70. You had an invoice from NEIC for $973.25. And James McDonald, that's the sewer permit, $185. Your total expenses in the general fund were $3,203.16. And in the UCC fund was $1,158.25. You now have an ending balance of $2,929.64. In your UCC fund, $638.75. In your liquid fuels, $10,770.97. Fire fund, $920.30. SBC fund, $4,245.84. And your grant fund, $30,005.84.
Does anybody have any questions on any of these bills?
What's the Salzman Engineering?
So that was the work done by Lauren to estimate the culvert for Kellogg Road.
Okay, originally when he come up, because I did call him today on that. So originally when they come up and they looked at this, you know, we were right front, first me and Jason did that one. And then, or no, it was, you had come up and met that day with Lauren. We met the first day with Joe. And I explained to him that we didn't have no money, so anything that he was doing right now, we had to do something, get some type of engineer in the works or something, show DEP that we were working on this. So we got him in here and I explained to him we had no money and we were gonna be short of money. So at that point, he had said that when he comes in, he would see about what type of facility that DEP would accept, and he had worked on several of them already that DEP had accepted. So that's where he come and got all the estimates last month when he was here. So he had sent this over because at last meeting, Ray had said to him, so we're not gonna move forward with anything, so maybe at this time would be a good time, you know, for him to just turn his hours in. So I called him today and said, you know, we really don't have no money, so he said, we'll just table it all, so when we get our grants or whatever we gotta do, then he'll just, you know, start with the project then. And so when you went back.
So we can pull this off.
Yeah, so that's gonna come off, and I think, Ray, you sent everybody a copy of the bill.
Yeah.
So everybody should have a copy of the bill. And so, in other words, we can just ignore this right now, because he said until the project gets underway, he's willing to just let us set, and then, you know, whatever we have to move forward. But it was a good thing that we showed something, because the fellow from DEP said, if you ignore it, you will get a fine. If you work on it, it may take a couple of years, you can find grant money and get it done. As long as you're showing that you're willing to work with DEP, you're going to work with it, with Starrucca Borough. So that's what we said on that.
And then,
So,
council member's salary.
The $40 membership directory, do we really need that?
this is what we're here to decide. I don't know that we actually need that. You know, we do need the dues, but this isn't the dues, this is just like a listing in our book or website, so we could potentially pull that one out and not pay that, that's an optional.
Like the council member's salary would be incorrect because of Ted's salary.
You know, no, I realized that after I changed it. So you would remove.
So we get 120. And how much do you make, Ted?
10 cents.
$1.20.
Oh, $1.20.
Yeah, 10 cents per month.
Yeah,
So
That's
one-
all.
that's what I thought you said, and then you get 10 cents.
How do you weasel that?
$1.20.
So we subtract $118.80.
Yes.
Be easier for everybody to just do 10 cents.
Sure
That's
would.
easier math. 20 times 6.
For the lease agreement, how is that back in August?
Oh, that's because that's a typo.
Just check.
Oh,
Did you say 10 would take off?
$1.20.
Yeah. 118.
Or 118.
$180.
He's only making $1.20.
Can't even buy coffee with that.
Well, it's his first year.
So that new number should be 721.20.
What'd you say that number was, Ray?
721.20.
Well, it's gonna change the bottom too, right?
I'm working on it.
Don't rush her. It's her first time.
Yeah. That gives you a bottom line in the general fund of $4,273.44. Are we removing the $40 as well?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I come up with 15, 30, 96. Balance.
$4,353.44. You come up with something different?
Your table, 11,200.
Yeah.
You're that, the bottom of your, plus the contract for the salary for
This is our ending balance. You took off 1266.20.
43,12,83.
yeah.
I got you.
2,929 is 4,054. Should put that, when we get that license, so. That's the thing, so.
So if you come up with 43,12,84.
So what's the total everybody's decided on?
43,12,84.
I think he's got a calculator there.
93% sure.
93% sure 100% of the time.
Yes.
What did you have?
Because we took it back, 120,
Right.
so that's going back to this, so it's gonna bring it back to $4,300.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to know what I got.
Okay.
What did you get?
So how did you get?
43,13.44.
That's what I got.
That's 118.
43,13.44.
Just add 118,
I believe.
I
20.
did.
118, 20,
And the other
and the 40, and then the 1225, add them together. And add that to your 2929.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 out of
Okay. Don't tell people at work you're gonna do much tonight. Yep, that's right.
Where'd you end up, Jason?
43,12,84.
Yep.
You're still lost.
What was your initial?
I have 43,13.44.
118, 20.
180.
Or 80.
It was 118.80.
118, 80.
It was 118.80.
Okay, so
Plus 40 plus 12.25.
all right, so
So raise Great, we were agencies, so.
It's 43, 13, 44.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll question the treasurer again.
Would you have 43 what?
1344.
See what I got now, I wrote it down too.
All right.
Any troubles with those corrections?
Do we-
Actually, did we talk about the UCC, any questions on that? Well, I guess we can discuss it after the motion, right?
Correct. Do we have a second on Ted's motion?
I'll second it.
Great. Do we have any questions that Ted, you were asking?
What are the NEIC invoice?
You can grab it right there, but that is the,
Oh, that's us paying the building per.
that's paying the building permit minus our fee. So,
You sure?
and then,
SEO permit fee, what's that?
so that's we got $240 for the septic permit fee up here,
Oh,
and we paid him $185.
That was for Bucks New Septic Tank.
Correct.
Jim Donald's. Bill.
We made $55. Any other questions or comments? All in favor of accepting Ted's motion to,
Did you have a second?
I second it.
Okay, I missed that, thank you.
yeah, no worries.
aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion to accept bills to pay and treasurer's report passes unanimously with changes. Great. All right. You handed me that letter. Moving to correspondence, there are two items that I'd like to read. One is from Councilmember Kristen Potter, December 4th, 2023. To President Ray Woods and the members of Starrucca Borough Council. I hereby resign my position as Starrucca Borough Council member effective December 31st, 2023. I thank the community for the opportunity to serve. Sincerely, Kristen Potter.
I'd like to table that for a year.
We don't have to accept it, right?
I mean, we don't have to. I mean, then it goes, 45 days and then it becomes effective. Well,
Let's wait 45 days and appoint them without a committee, and then not sort of.
We all have a good track record.
no problem. Well, I for one, am sorry to see you go, but I'm thankful for your time and service and getting to work with you.
Well, I guess we need a motion. I'll make a motion, we accept Kristen's resignation as of December 31st, was it?
Yeah.
Huh?
At midnight, or you want to bring it back? So like 9 o'clock?
Yeah. 7, 9.
No, I thought about it after that, I was like, oh, I sure was fine in there.
11:59.
Yeah. And then, well, I mean, it could be midnight on December 31st. On December, 30th into 31st, right? So, do we have a second on that motion? Oh, you guys had to arm wrestle.
Filthy.
Kelly, pick up one.
Okay. So Kelly will second that. Do we have any other discussion? Anybody want to say anything?
Thank you for your service.
Yep. Glad you can stay in for another 2 years.
It's going to be an adventure.
She just said it's too much fun than what she's doing.
All right. All in favor of accepting that motion, Ted's motion? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
So it's Jack, right?
Oh, it's Jack's motion, I'm sorry. My bad. Well, thank you, Kristen. And this isn't your last meeting, we're gonna have a special meeting before the end of the year, so you get one more.
Oh,
I'm busy this day.
I have one other correspondence that I thought was pretty good. This was addressed to me, Raymond J. Woods II, President of Starrucca Borough Council. Mr. Woods, I'm writing to confirm that Thompson Borough Council approved your request to pay the 23-24 Starrucca Borough Workers' Compensation portion in the first quarter of 2024. This was done at our council meeting on November 6, 2023. We are glad that things are going better in Starrucca after the previous chaos and disarray. The residents deserve the governance you are now showing them. Best regards, Joni Kaiser, President, Thompson Borough Council. I think it's addressed to me, but I think it represents all of us, and I thank you guys all for doing a great job. People are noticing. And that was really good. Might need to frame that one. All right, I'm going to skip ahead since we have a guest in the audience. We have 22 Chattagee Creek demolition, open bids, and condemnation of building. Not sure if we have to do that. We can have that discussion. Oh, good, we got 3 bids. All right, let's pass these around.
Well, we just read them, so
All right.
it takes all of us to read them all, and we hear them every hour.
Okay, so SRI, dated November 29, 2023, demolition proposal. Demolition of township structure, 22 Chattagee Creek Road, Starrucca, PA. Scope of work. This proposal is to demolish and legally dispose of all C and D material located at township property 22 Chattagee Creek. Structure floor slabs will be cracked to allow drainage. Foundation walls will be collapsed and used as basement fills. Structure footprint will be filled to existing grades with clean fill soil. Area of demolition footprint will be filled with 4-inch topsoil, seed, and hay. Coordinate PennDOT permit application needed for equipment and hauling weight exceeding roadway 10-ton restriction. Submit DEP condemnation property plan demolition 10-day notification. Submit for township record permit fee excluded. Exclusions and conditions: no hazardous material removed of any type, lead, asbestos, etc. No contaminated soil removal, no site fencing, signage, or security. No relocation of utility poles, not responsible for damage to concrete or blacktop. No tree removal of any type. SRI owns salvage rights. Pricing for the demolition of the structure is $18,000. And they also included a certificate of liability insurance. This is so much fun. This is a proposal from, looks like Tim Pullman, Penn contractor with the registration number PA 169812. Status: former Starrucca Borough building. Removal and cleanup of said building include permits to condemn building, full insurance coverage, cleanup and dump fees, $17,000. No.
You don't have to open mine. No.
No. I mean, you came all the way down and you're sitting here, right? I think that's the least we can do. Trying to read as fast as we can. This is Ken Roush excavating, for demolition of hall at 22 Chattagee Creek Road. We hereby submit specifications and estimates for demo of hall. Recovering borough material if possible. Removal of all debris to a certified landfill. Protection of the waterway. Cleanup of any material in the waterway. Clean up site, seed, and mulch any disturbed areas. Upon approval, we would move in and start pending weather. Anticipated starting date within 1 or 2 weeks after approval. Project will only take approximately 1 week. Proof of insurance can be supplied within 2 days if awarded bid. Insurance company name is Erie Insurance by a site agency in Montrose. Estimated cost $31,000. And he actually included the insurance as well. All right, well, we got 3 bids.
Thank you for your time, guys.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Yep.
I called him. And you're welcome. You know, told him that it was open.
When you call them.
Like right after the meeting. Yeah, I told him that they had done the initial estimate and that the project was out for bid, and just to give them, you know, trying to be nice. They did us a solid, just ran.
Keep the wrong borough. I hear those first 2 bids, they don't even open mine.
That's what I said. It's got the job.
You understand what I mean by bump feed?
Dump.
See it?
Well, what was that?
He's coming all the way from California.
No. He lives here.
Yeah, no, I know. I know, but his car is still
Oh,
has
yeah.
his California address on it.
Yeah. He's fully insured in Pennsylvania.
I just wish you had a little more details.
What's that?
This guy here doesn't have any detail, like the first one did. That's all right.
I'd like to know if he's gonna mulch it, you know.
He's just removal and cleanup, that's it, that's all he's got. And the first one was very, very detailed.
Yeah.
That's all right. You know.
They have salvage, right to salvage. So anything we want out of there,
Yeah.
they could say, no, we're keeping it. And they said out of scope is fencing, security. Like,
Usually,
What I didn't like about this was, she wasn't responsible for any road damage. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no fencing or, you know, I mean, I guess it's just not gonna comply with OSHA.
Didn't he also say a week to do the project? It seems like a one-day job to me.
What do you think, Ryan?
No rush.
Oh.
Yeah, Russia.
Yeah, usually 3 days.
Project will only take approximately a week, yeah.
So who's this north of Woods to you?
Never heard of it.
Conflict of interest.
Ex-wife.
No, she's out in LA. She's out in LA. Long time ago.
Yeah, but this one has got no responsibility for concrete or blacktop, so if he gets dragged one of those
Yeah, if the machine tears up the edge of the road, right?
Yeah, you're right about the salary rates, like, we sort of look to see if there's anything we can paw around to get out of it.
Those are the different what's actually in there.
There's a few signs in there, street signs, signposts.
Yeah, there ain't a lot of.
There's some
I
tables
was gonna
and,
clean some of that out and they should just leave it.
If there's anything upstairs, it's garbage. Is there
Unless there's something in those totes that we can,
No, I don't know, pretty wet. There's not much of a roof left on it.
well, there ain't, but you know, I know there's some stuff in some plastic totes up there at one time, so they might be all disintegrated and everything's wet, but
Well, if you're gonna do it, you gotta
maybe
do
we
it
can
before
find
it
out
starts
what
tearing
is
it
up there.
down. There is some old fencing in there that isn't worth anything. Chain link.
What do we have to do if we have to clarify the scope of the bid?
Can we contact either company, like, Coleman, and see if we can get a better scope of work?
Yeah, this one here just basically.
Or you can throw in some stipulations for SRI?
I believe the only stone foundation there is just stone. It's stone wall.
yeah, I think
There's,
so.
I don't believe there's any concrete underneath it.
There's no foundation, it's just laid on the ground.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I think it's an old building.
it was $1,000 less, so they gave us $1,000 if he wasn't, but I would say if he's, if within that contract, he's going to do a final grade, I would say give it to him on the contention that he's gonna give a final grade, because that was in the, that was actually in the specs, wasn't it? When you put the specs out, was the final grade?
Finish the site, and then I talked to people on the phone, and I think we talked to him at the meeting about the same thing.
Well, that's what Tim would do, complete cleanup and grading. And he's done this before with streets, so he knows how to protect the street and get proper permits.
Yes, but you can't really speak as to what he would do, because you're not he.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's that?
As
And-
you can't
and-
speak as to what he would do, because you are not he.
You know, and the thing is, we don't have to accept the lowest bid, we have to accept the bid that we think is the best for the community, right? And personally, you know, the SRI bid is put together in a more professional manner, which is no guarantee that the work will be more professional, but it is, you know, something. I don't know that we can say that there's no lead or asbestos in that building.
That's what I was wondering.
I mean, what kind of paint's on there?
Well, as old as the building is, it's got lead in it.
Of course.
Well, like this is everything that we wanted from this Tim, so he's $1,000 less. We had it in the bid that we needed to, you know, have a finished grade. I mean, finished grade on that thing, let's face it, what is it, 50 by 50, so finished grade isn't
Probably not.
a major thing. And the guy's full insured. He's gonna, you know, he's got to clean up and everything. With the dumpsters. He's 17,000, the other guy's 18,000, and he's right here. And just because somebody puts a bid up that's a little bit more clear, we don't know who's gonna give us the best job, and again, it's there.
I agree, the other two bids are more professionally done,
Don't forget, Tim lives there, he's not gonna do a lousy job.
Did it say anything about, were they gonna take care of, the bids included hazardous material? I couldn't hear it good.
The SRI bid mentioned exclusions and conditions. One, no hazardous material removal of any type, i.e. lead, asbestos, etc. no contaminated soil removal.
I don't think they're exclusions, quite frankly.
Is that?
I don't think they're exclusions.
So they have.
No safety fencing, no regard for the roads.
Good, but.
You know,
Yeah, I agree.
he is a resident, and
I agree
he's
with
got
that.
the insurance, and I'd like to make a motion that we accept Tim Coleman's his name?
Tim Pullman.
Coleman at $17,000. Second motion,
Second.
Great. Do we have any other discussion on that? I would like to make an amendment to Jack's motion to require him to provide full in.
Wait a minute, Darrell. No, you can't amend my motion.
Absolutely can, because you then, we vote on the amendment, and then we vote on your motion, and then that's how that works. Great. Never mind.
Well, tell us what it is, so maybe, we could vote down my motion, but you can't amend my motion, like, it's my motion, it's not my motion.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor. Do we have any other discussion?
Well, what would you like to add to it? I mean, what else would to be there?
No, we're not gonna do it. That's fine.
I don't give a shit.
I'm not having,
You can't make non-zoning motions.
Way, guys.
Let's have a discussion. What do we want to add?
I just think, a little more detail on this. So we need to see his insurance coverage before he's awarded the project. I think we want to see his, information. You know what I mean? And I think we want some clarification in the detail. So it's removal and cleanup. Maybe we want to have him also, try to salvage anything, right, for us.
Yeah.
Because it's not in the bid, which is something.
He'd
we
be willing
asked.
to give you anything that he pulls out of that building. And
I
I do have a right to speak for him because he gave me that permission.
Okay, do you have
He
that,
gave
do
me
you
that
have that in
permission.
writing?
So my point is, it would be nice to have those things in writing, so we can.
And that insurance number is full insurance, which is just the same as that other document that the other guy gave. That insurance number. That is his insurance,
I understand that.
yeah.
I
So
still
I
need to see.
see the document, if he gets the bid, which it looks like he might, that he would then provide that to you. But if he doesn't get the
Right,
bid, he
that-
doesn't want to provide
that-
insurance coverage for something he doesn't have.
That's what I wanted to add to the motion, is that, if we award the bid, that we need, conditional on the presentation of that, and conditional on, all the things that you're speaking for him for.
Okay, question. Do we have to award the bid right now tonight? Can we ask for further information? Because I am not comfortable with Mr. Gursky speaking on behalf of this gentleman when we have no verification that he has the authority to speak on behalf of this gentleman.
There's no requirement, we're the council, we make the rules, so we don't have to award it tonight.
So we need to do it before it falls into the creek.
Right.
Well, are we having another special meeting?
We're having a special meeting, we could put it on the
So,
agenda.
get the information that you need, and then do it special meeting.
Exactly.
Not rocket science.
Asking for more, to clarify those questions.
Get a more detailed
Bring it
thing,
back.
then the next meeting that we have before the end of the month, then you can decide whether you want it or not. Bada bing, bada boom, you turn it into a project, don't like projects.
What was, if I can ask a question, what was the specifications when you put out the bid? Because by him submitting this bid, he agreed to those
Yes.
specifications.
If the RFQ
That's
has all
exactly
those
what he
things
did.
in it.
The longer you postpone it, it may not get done this year.
Don't we have a thing?
You had a bid that would do it in 2 weeks, maybe. Maybe this guy,
right over
before
there.
winter sets.
Pardon?
That one bid said the guy would start with, I think it was Robert said it would start with, they got the bids within the next 2 weeks, weather permitting. Well, if this Jim would do it, If we wait another month, if you wait another month, it's gonna be into January and February, and you may not be able to get it down until next spring.
The guy that was gonna do it a couple weeks ago, that was Roush, the guy that.
Right, but,
He was 31,000. so-
right, I realize that, but you still could, if you delayed a month to vote on it, you could be
Not all,
saying,
I agree with you, I mean, it's,
I'd say, get it done as soon as you can.
Yeah, and he can get started on it right away.
Free covering girls' materials.
I mean, I'm all for the cheapest bid,
Covering the girls' materials.
have a special meeting if you have
The
to.
waterway and clean up the site.
I think we just make contact with, his woman. Go from there.
We can just vote to do it. We have a motion on the table.
I mean,
It's implied that he's gonna do this because he gave you a bid for it. However, what I think we should do is vote on this and then perhaps make another motion that has some contingencies.
yeah, you could do that.
Let's vote it.
My big thing is we just can't be making multiple motions at once. That's what the ex-council did, and it was wrong.
I forgot my Robert's rules of order, but we'll research it. Anyways, yeah. so-
And that guy there said he's not responsible for any hazardous material or anything, and Pullman, on the other hand, will take care of all the hazardous material properly.
All right, we're gonna do a roll call vote. Kristen?
Okay, we're voting on the original motion.
the Jack.
Jack's
Yeah, there's no amendments, there's no adjustments, we just had a discussion.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, so we have a no. Jared?
No.
Jack?
Yes.
I'll vote yes.
No,
Yes.
so now
Hi, Mayor.
Time goes to the mayor.
Yes. Take it down.
okay. I don't know, I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
I'm
I voted
voting.
it down anyway, so let's keep it down.
No, I thought you said you wanted, we.
No, I said let's vote on it, vote it down so we can make a new motion with the contingencies and just vote that in. But
You guys go sworn
We're good.
either way.
It is what it is.
It'll go down, I mean, it'll all work itself out.
It's gonna disappear.
Judas Priest.
It's gonna disprove WR.
Oh, well, take the house with it, down the creek, I don't care. I'm worried about, there's things this world's worried about, not the
I thought we just made a
other side,
second
and all
motion
this
with
petty stuff
contingency
with it.
for it. So that's-
Take it
I
down.
didn't take the vote down, so that's all right.
Much of a nonsense.
You wanna make a motion for
So I will move to, I mean, the problem is we already
We already voted to.
voted to accept the bid. So we can't now make a motion to say, well, as long as he's gonna do all this, we'll accept the bid that we already voted yes on.
Yeah, sure.
So we just gotta hope that he's gonna do it right.
All right, moving on in old business, we have approved the 2021 audit. Did everyone have a chance to review that?
Which ones?
2021 audit that I think I scanned in the document and emailed it to everybody.
You never got it.
I don't remember that.
I think it's
That
about.
does not mean that he didn't do it.
That's one where that man was here,
Hot price, yeah.
Yeah.
he had done it, and he was lacking information.
Yes. Yeah, he didn't know where the $10,000 was. He had some recommendations on some other stuff.
Paperwork.
Ah. Can we back up for a second?
Sure.
So where on the agenda do you have about the audit?
Is that the FY FHA report?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's my old version for myself, my bad. That's not on the agenda. Sorry, my bad. All right, so then let's just move to the FHA report review. Did everyone have a chance to review that? Does anybody have any thoughts or comments on it?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, we should put a little detail back on how it all come about for Rome, and how DEP, you know, we were sent the rights to know in to, you know, for, who do I really want to say how we sent the rights to know? And anyway, the rights to know it in, and they weren't going to give us anything from DCED. So, like, I think we should have been able to get their material back. So when we sent the rights to know and had them send them in to DCED, we asked them if we could have the, you know, the material that went on for approving the loan and everything. They said there was, that they wouldn't give us back to us. We had to have something definite that they wanted. So, if the other council had kept stuff from us, how the hell do we know what we're actually looking for if they're not gonna give us the broad scope? So I think at this point, we should actually be asking DCED that, you know what, we need to get all the material back because for some reason you're withholding material from us. I mean, we some of us council members, well, there's nobody really here still, but back when before, that was the other thing, it took us a couple of years to get the stuff back from FEMA on his wall project. And yeah, if we had had that stuff back then, we would have knew what actually went on. But once again, nobody was willing to give us the stuff until we actually sent a letter to FEMA/PEMA, and then they put it back and said, yeah, the wall project was always eligible, the money was, or the town was eligible for it, and they just chose to send it back. So
Yes,
I think the same thing is, at this, with DCED, like, there's documents out there, but they're withholding from us. Nobody wants to, or DCED wants to say, well, we didn't either do our job or we screwed up. So.
Well, I think that's a different issue than the FHA report. Like, the FHA is just looking at our finances, right?
How we got there.
And making recommendations. I think a separate thing that we can do is do another rights to know request, more specifically for the record you're requesting.
That doesn't work. You ask for rights to know and you get nothing.
That's not true.
Nothing.
I got all that stuff from the Carpenter Road. I shared it with everybody.
But like Jack was saying, what specific documents are we looking for if they weren't presented to us? We have nothing, we don't know what.
And we do have an email from Lisa saying there was, what'd she say, how many emails? Or documents they had? The whole thing?
She
I can't remember the number at all.
She mentioned that she had heard there was a rights to know request from Starrucca Borough that was going to cost millions of dollars.
Now, prior to the rights to know, she had actually either told you or sent an email saying that there was multiple emails, and she gave you a number or something.
I think she said something like there were thousands of emails. I don't think she had a specific number. And I guess she just assumed that. I didn't know what her basis of information was.
So if there's that many emails, something must have been transpiring that many of us didn't know, being borough officials.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I know that she did have her supervisor talk to the head state attorney who reviewed it and didn't see anything that was wrong. And I think they sent us back some documents at that time. I vaguely remember sending that to everybody. Had their Laguda form and a few other things. But no one else has any input on the FHA. Do we want to table that for next month?
I would like to see it. Now, you said you had sent some stuff back to them on this report, or?
Yeah. I gave them comments. So the updated one that I sent out, that's got the black on here, this is different than this report. So some of the big changes, they had numbers wrong between different pages for the amount of money put down. I gave them some comments about,
Why are we still dragging this through the mud?
we just have to approve it to say that we accept it. Or not, we can just throw it away.
Wasting our time, I just don't, like, I don't know. Can we just approve it or what?
We totally can just approve it.
I mean, it's an assessment,
Correct.
right? So we know what the numbers are, we're moving forward, we're past it.
Okay.
I don't know why we waste more time.
So the
I'm
FHA
just
was
trying
to
to
help us
understand why
budget
we're
the borough money, or how to budget it.
Correct. I also felt that
Where were
having,
they years ago?
I'm sorry.
Where were they years ago?
That's
Well,
it.
I don't care for the FHA, I had problems with my house, they were supposed to help us, this man was up there screaming. And then when he gets that done, I can do this, they never help us, so I don't have any use for it, so, no. I just don't. I don't have any use for PCED.
Okay, great.
My personal opinion, I just don't. So, that's it.
We can probably look at
I'm
a
just
little,
not sure why we're still talking about it.
Yeah, just move on.
because, all right, for them to get the $118,000 loan, they had to get approval from DCD. All right? So they went to court to get approved from DCD, and they never had an application in.
I know.
But DCD let this all happen, and you would probably think a little bit different if you were the mayor and you were sending emails and no one would get back to you.
Yeah, but I mean, what are we going to gain by continuing to drag this out? What are we trying to gain? What are we hoping to gain? Are we gonna bring down DCED, or, like, I don't understand what we're trying to gain. We're trying to move forward, and we're wasting our time talking about things that happened, that we can't control.
Well, people.
Like, do we think we're gonna,
Action.
do you think we're gonna put somebody in jail for this? I mean, if you think we are, then maybe we should pursue it, but if we're just doing this because we can't let it
No,
go.
but I think you could make
we're
it up
wasting
for
our time.
somebody didn't do their job or somebody allowed it.
Exactly.
Do you think the state's gonna fire somebody for that, Jack? Seriously? They're not accountable to anybody. They're certainly not gonna hold themselves accountable. Like, I think we're wasting our time. I think we need to move forward. We have a lot of stuff, a lot of challenges for us, and we're wasting our time talking about things that don't matter anymore. That's my opinion. Now, let's vote on it or not vote on it and move on. We're spending 3-hour meetings to run a budget that's $30,000. I don't understand. We gotta move.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the FHA report as presented.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
I,
Motion carries. All right. I'm going to table 2024 meeting schedules and dates. That should be done by the next council. Going to approve the 2024 proposed budget. So we advertised it, it's posted on the building. Now we need to approve it. Chair would entertain a motion to accept the proposed 2024 budget.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2024 budget.
Thank you, Kristen. Does anybody want to second that? Great. Do we have any discussion about it? All right, we'll do a roll call vote. Jared?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Ray? Yes. Ted?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kristen?
Yes.
Motion to approve the 2024 proposed budget passes unanimously. Great. Did everyone have a chance? Actually, no, I did not. Right here.
Again, Rudy. Should have been put off the list.
All right, this is the ordinance number 2023 tax 01 from December 4th, 2023. Notice of intent to adopt 2024 proposed tax ordinance. This was sent over by Henry. I updated the numbers. I believe they are correct and based on the budget document that we approved. The one thing I would ask everybody to check for me is the second part where it goes from the sum of like 1.0020 mils on each dollar of assessed valuation, or the sum of $0.001002 on each $100 of assessed value. I think I did the math right. Let's just move over the decimal 2 points. Also notice that the real estate general purpose tax stays exactly the same. The fire tax stays exactly the same. And the Kellogg Road settlement debt service for a sum of 0.6 mils is the tax assessment change. That should provide us with a line item on the tax bill that shows that the increase is going to that.
$1 mil is 1 cent per dollar,
It's per thousand, right? It's a thousandth of a dollar or something.
I think so.
I think this is spelled okay. There's only one L, this kind of.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Henry.
You know that now? Just check this. That 1 mil converts to.
Got
$1.
He picked up the weather, it's 30
And I set it to 62.
1 cent per
It was
$100.
one was.
Yeah, well,
$1 per.
What do you get, a timer or something?
Exactly, no, I didn't turn it on, I didn't touch it.
you know, that door was open.
But they.
Maybe that's the issue.
I'm tired of it.
Even though this is not generally seems older, but maybe it's not.
She's an idiot.
They want that clarity, what he was gonna say.
That's
So
To adopt an ordinance, or is it a motion to adopt the ordinance? Or
Motion to that.
Motion to adopt.
It's 1 cent.
$100, that's 1/10 of a cent.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be that because it's,
1/10 of a cent?
yeah, because it's, a mill is 1,000. Right?
So you're saying it's
So-
1/10 of a cent?
$100, which would be, it would be 1 cent on 1,000,
Right.
it would be $1 on a million.
Okay.
That would be a mil, right?
Right, because that's why it's like 1 mil.
Hurt my brain.
Yeah, right, there's too many decimals, okay. Okay,
We'll double check the math.
okay.
All right. Does anybody want to make a motion to adopt this tax ordinance?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 2023 tax ordinance.
Do I have a second?
Shouldn't that be 80 to 2024 ordinance?
No, because we're in 2023. So when it's enacted, not when it.
I'll second it.
Right, do we want to have any discussion?
Well, to be even more popular, just, I will say, I think we're gonna be cutting close. But we'll see where it goes. Raise taxes next year.
Hopefully that's. All right, so do a roll call vote. Jack?
Yes.
Ray? Yes. Ted?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kristen?
Yes.
Jared?
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance number 2023-tax-01 passes unanimously. Awesome. And I move to properly advertise this ordinance.
I just want, if I may, just make sure, I think the public all knows why we're raising taxes, because we have a debt settlement on a lawsuit, not my wife's, but a lawsuit from a previous council member that put us in the hole bad, and they never raised taxes. So we're doing it so we can survive as a borough and not get consumed by some other township. And we're gonna lower the taxes as soon as we are able to, I think. That would be my hope.
Hold on one second, Lou.
Sure.
I'd like to add to that the FHA report shows that the previous council entered into this agreement and ran a deficit for 4 years, which left the borough without any money. They should have done this action when they took on the debt. So we are being the responsible adults. And the FHA is available if anybody ever wants to read it. Thank you, Ted.
That was 38% of our budget that they ate up in one loan, which the loan should only been $88,000 that they should have only borrowed, which they ended up borrowing $118,000, which DCED allowed that, and they should have only borrowed 2.5 times our average of our budget, and that's where it got all out of tax, and everybody from the state just pointed their fingers the other way, even though myself and there was 2 council members, Jason and Lou, nobody would listen to us. But anyway, yep, we have to dig ourselves out of the hole. it was self-serving, and if anyone knew what they went to court for, and what they agreed upon, was such a frivolous, and I call it a scam. It was nothing more than to utilize friends helping friends on council.
Yes. Lou, you had a question?
Yes, I'd like to reintroduce the contract for demolition, which is extremely important. The contractor's here to clarify any questions you got or need to have answered.
Council's moved on. We've got to finish the meeting.
You don't want to hear clarification of the contract?
Public comment.
We can talk about it at the public comment. We got to get through the rest of the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you, though. All right. 2024 Thompson Hose Fire Contract. I think I sent you guys copies, but I haven't printed out here if anybody wants to review.
You got your check. No, you'll have a chance.
It's the same old thing.
No, we're not letting you do the
Yeah,
same old
it's the
thing.
same old thing. No, I got some swine.
This application.
Here, you know what? I'm not using it from down there now.
This one you do?
No, I didn't update it.
Somebody who wants to spend $9,000.
This is the one they sent over. I just sent it back to reference. I know you had comments, which I thought were good, and what I figured we'd do is we'd write them on here, and then, vote to approve that with the amendments, and then send it back to them.
All right, so I looked at the fire contract, I signed many of them, I was present before on the council. And when you go through it, it's got, it starts off real good. And when it's got that in consideration, for the second line, it's got the as payment equivalent to 100% of the .008 mils. Well, we don't always collect 100% because if you got anybody for the back tax or anything like this. So I think what we should do on the end is that where you put, it's got a .00028 millage fire protection, tax collected. I think we should add the word tax collected on the end of it.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then jump down here a couple other lines. It's got the collection fee to be paid to the tax collector to be 5% of the amount collected. And then it goes on, as it says, that it's going to be everything, as it's collected, it's going to be paid out. Well, that puts a lot of strain on the tax collector. For every month when taxes come in, that he's got to be sending either certified mail or hand delivering it to the Thompson Hose. So in the past, what we did, I think where it's got there with the 5% of the amount collected, we should probably just scrap the next two lines back to where it says provided, and then next to the last line. And my suggestion would be that we put in there payments to be paid January 15th, 2024 and January 15th, 2025. And the reason I say that is because taxes don't start coming in until like May is about the first, and anybody can prepay some taxes in June. And Don will get stuff in by the end of the month. He doesn't have the taxes all done by, the first month of the meeting always. So he's more into the middle of the month probably before he catches up his work. So that's why I'm saying the lump part of the taxes are going to be coming in June. And so at the 1st of July, you'd be getting this stuff. We could vote on sending it on the July 1st, whatever had come in up until that point. And then send the remainder after everything comes in at the end of December, because that's the last that Donald can collect the taxes. So that would give him a chance at the end of December to get everything into council there at January and then send it in by January 15th. Did everybody stay with me or I lose you?
I'm a little lost, so.
And should we do some change that?
The fire tax will be paid then. maybe 2 years, saying, well, they want to do it every month. We talked about that in the very beginning.
Yeah, so I had talked to Chad Wallace on that other contract that the previous council had, and he said whichever way works out the best for us, so.
All right, so you are, if I understand, you're saying we make a payment on July 15th and on January 15th, 2025?
Yes.
Yeah, instead of the tax collector, every time he
Yep.
collects $50 in taxes, have to drive to
Yeah.
council and give him a check. So,
I just want to update this language here. So July 15th, 2024 and January 15th, 2025. Okay. I'm good with that. Anybody else have any other comments or suggestions?
We want to amend it, send it back to them, and then try to vote on it on the special meeting. Because they're gonna have to agree to it, right?
Yeah.
To the amendments.
Yeah, or just hold it over to the next January, that way we don't have too much on the special meeting. As long as we don't go more than probably 2 years to 3 years, we won't be noticing that. I'm signing a contract.
All right, so I'm gonna move to return this contract to Thompson Hose with our amendments for their approval. We have a second?
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna, I did find it. So, PennDOT sent over this document, the municipal resolution, whereas the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation and Starrucca Borough have agreed to use the DOT Grants online reporting system to file the required liquid fuels forms annually, including but not limited to MS 965, MS 329, and MS 999 forms. They sent over a resolution for us. I don't know if anybody wants to look at this, just to identify who is going to be accessing the system and filing these reports, and we identify that. So I move that we adopt this resolution with Gretchen as the Secretary Treasurer, Gretchen Galliardo as the person who has access and does the filings.
I second that.
Great. Do we want to have any other discussion on this? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Gretchen, you and I
Got it.
can solve that. Roadmaster Road Committee report for November 2023.
We've got a little problem, water problem on Jacob's Ladder. I'm gonna have Chris Miller, so I'll try to get a hold of him this week to address that. Water crossing over by, on Dan Hawkins, across from their house. Try to keep that in that ditch on the upper side. Coming out across the road, going down their yard, and then coming back across the road at the bottom. Other than that, not too bad a shape.
And then you were saying something about plowing on Stefano, or what?
I never got a hold of him today.
Okay, so we don't have an answer on that. All right.
Still working on that.
Great. So it's been a long year, and I know we're all tired and frazzled at this point, but I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to, what is this?
On the Carpenter Road, on the round roads.
Oh, okay, so hold on a second, before I get to that. Yeah, we already passed a motion on this, maybe we didn't have the amount. Did you figure out the amount?
Yeah, so we got the Carpenter Road that we don't feel is actually, they put that on, said it was a Starrucca Borough road, but there was no, I mean, the documentation they got that was the Carpenter Road was a borough road, which is bogus shit. Putting a button in. And so I don't think we should be doing the Carpenter Road. So I feel we got liquid fuels for it. This was the first year that we got liquid fuel for it. They started spending money back in 2017 to construct this whole road. We had voted on it before to send the money back. It's only 0.35 miles. So for this year for liquid fuels, we got $26,898.23. So if you break that down, it would only be $121.48, if my calculations are right, which we will double check them. And to send that money back to PennDOT for liquid fuels and tell them that we don't want to receive the liquid fuels money on Carpenter Road. Because I think once we start spending the monies from liquid fuels, then we locked in. And that's just what the other previous council wants us to do. So, I would like to we already made a motion to send it back, but I'll make another motion that we double check the figures and send the amount back for 0.35 miles back on the Carpenter Road and tell them that we don't want that as part of the liquid fuels allocations.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? I'm not sure where we'll send it. I'm sure PennDOT has not ever gotten any money back. So, Starrucca Borough is putting itself on the map. All right.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll
they're
find
not gonna
somebody
ask, but
on
at the
that.
same token, like,
Goodbye, Drake.
originally when I talked to, I forget what the fellow's name was Scott Mesick first, and then the head guy there, he said there was no way he was gonna accept their resolution match. Well, it ended up that they gave him a lot of paperwork, and back in 2022, PennDOT said, yeah, we'll give you the money for the road, you got it all fixed up, you spent probably $20,000 on this third of a mile road, and give you the money.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
And that was,
Excellent. All right. So real quick, Gail Redden, longtime resident, longtime council member, had served multiple times. She did not run for re-election this year and won't be serving into next year. And I thought it would be nice for the council to send a letter thanking her for her service to the community. So I move that the council sends a letter thanking Gail Redden for her service to the community and on the council.
I'll second that.
Do we have any discussion? I'll share it with you guys. I'll write something up and share it with you before I start. All in favor? What? Aye. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Let's see if we can get that letter up pretty quick before Jason did one.
Yeah, this will be a much nicer letter than anything Ron Boucher ever sent her. I'd like to open the table, or open the floor for anybody here to thank anybody else.
Just thank my fellow citizens for serving the community. Getting back in shape.
All right, I'm going to open the floor for public comment.
I guess there was a little bit of criticism on my bid. My whole intent, and has been with all my actions since I've moved in this town, is to be an asset. When I moved here and bought the yellow house, the wall was already down 5 degrees. I brought in Vinny and come home with myself, and I spent over $30,000 of my own dollars that I've received, much against one of your council members here. And,
Excuse me?
and, so yeah, you called, yeah, we had a lot of problems with you.
Yeah, never mind.
So anyway, I
Yes,
just,
when you tore off trees out of the banks of the.
yeah, it had to be widened, yes.
Yeah,
But you-
everyone else is thanking us for stopping.
But you
the
can't do
flood.
that without the
Oh,
proper.
okay, let's just focus on.
Anyway, what came out of it,
Anything if I'm going to be
Yeah.
attacked,
That was so
yeah,
frustrating.
you
Yeah.
got me
Hold on,
upset.
hold on.
we're done.
Kristen.
But,
No.
so what happened was,
Just get on the contract.
the agency that
Okay,
came
we're
out,
signing,
who's
don't worry.
in charge of it, saw that, because I've done a lot of projects with sensitive grading in ponds and lakes, and,
We're resigning. anyway.
they authorized everything that I did.
Excuse me.
Okay,
There's no,
all right, I'm gonna take control here.
so,
One person is gonna talk at a time.
I'm talking.
You are talking, your wife is not
Yes, and
talking.
she has
And
to
Kristen,
keep
you're
it
not
control.
talking either. Sit down.
Fine.
Or not.
So what happened now was we restored the wall, we widened the stream so there's no more flooding because the bridge is 4 more feet lower than what the old bridge was. So it would not take the volume of water. It's not a giant scientist to figure out the solution. And I knew the borough didn't have the money.
So, can
So-
I respond to you, sir?
Sure,
So, first of all, we accepted your bid
okay,
as written.
okay.
So I'm not sure why everybody's upset here.
I don't need,
Secondly, we did have some concerns with the content of your bid because of the details. So we had 2 other bids that were very detailed in what the scope was. So we voted, and due to some parliamentary bickering here, we voted straight up to accept your bid without any confirmation of some of the scope of work.
so I'd like
What we
to,
wanted to confirm was that you're gonna bring it up to grade,
Yes.
basically everything that it said in the bid. You're gonna bring it up to grade, you're gonna allow us to recover any items in there, and what was we have the RFP? Or
It's in that green folder. Okay, here. Oh, the advertisement.
well, the whole point of what I was doing to get involved with this job is that we're all done with the costs, direct costs.
Over and over.
Anything that was left over, I was gonna defer back to the borough, because if we can stop the tax, and we can save what was done long before I lived here, and what you guys are attempting to do, that's all my intent was. I'm licensed, I'm insured, and I got the resources to do it.
Thank you, sir. So this is the details of the request for proposal, request for bid, that we wanted to confirm. That you would include recovering the borough materials, removal of debris, we know that, protection of the waterway, cleanup of the site, we know that, a written plan and cost for completing the project, and also the timing, and then obviously, once, the bid is contingent on proof of insurance.
I have all that.
Yeah, so we would have to get that before we could accept it, but also, the timing of the project is something we would be concerned about as well.
Yeah, because I'm not sure we can go another winter.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're talking about more houses, more destruction, more money.
So, Ms. Bowman, what is your timeline, do you think you're
I
going to
can
start?
get in there and give it to us.
I think probably you could get in there by the 25th, the 24th, the 23rd of December, the 5th of January.
You can get permits that way?
I can start, well, I don't know, because now that I know that, I'm involved, I'll make all the calls tomorrow.
I was talking about the beginning of starting the process of getting the permits. I wasn't meaning that he's gonna go get his tractor and tear the building.
Well, I have a tractor in the
Because you might have to move power lines maybe?
No,
No, there's no power line.
There's no power lines?
No, and we can let them go in and take whatever they want out there. But once we start with the demo, we just need to have the building until it's done, because it'll be done in about 4 days.
Okay, and we've been talking to DEP, it's DEP, right, about getting a emergency GP11 permit. So we can help with that. They said they
Matter of fact, he said call him.
You know, all my equipment's 2022. It's all in compliance, all CAT. We move right in,
Do that,
get it
cat
done.
equipment, and you can grab.
Yeah, it's like that. Oh, I don't blame.
Pay for the paint.
All right, well, thank you. Look,
And if we defer the payment after the costs, all the tough costs are done, we're gonna do it.
And one question we had, like, after the building's all done, you're gonna put it all to grade, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I got, we'll seed it, mulch it, just
Yep.
like we did the
Good.
side of the bank. We know what to do.
Yeah, that's all, we just did, we wanted to confirm that the details, those
Not-
details.
And I have, you can look at my history, I have a lot of experience with, working around waterways.
thank you. Lou.
Yes, and I just want to clarify one thing before Christian leaves the council. First of all, you called the authority on us, and...
Oh, whoa, no, we're not.
That was like
I have a right
15
to
years
clarify
ago.
this because
No,
you got...
What was the benefit?
Lou,
Sit down, Lou.
there's no reason to drag this out.
Very, very clear. She said I needed a permit. The authorities came to the house and said I did not need a permit to move my property back onto my property. We never touched water.
Lou, we're not gonna solve
That's why
anything.
nothing
We're
happened.
not gonna solve anything with this.
So what
right
we're
now.
trying to do is get everybody in line, we're trying to get this borough back in
I had
the
to make
place
that
it
point
needs to
before,
be.
'cause
That
I
is
just want to say that we have software in California that is for this particular proposing and bidding, but we were not going to bid on this. We were going to resign from this whole idea. We have a vested interest because our house is on the corner. That house, if it ever comes into the creek, it's going to crash right into our house. And we wanted to save the money bureau so you don't keep raising taxes. And you don't.
So the taxes, this is not being, this is.
I understand. You
This
have
is
a
being
grant.
paid for by
I
grant money.
understand that.
It is not.
I understand all
Raising
that,
your
but there's a
taxes.
lot of things that need to be done in this bureau. Okay, so we were trying to help, okay? The reason why it's written like that and scribbled with just a very generic, because our software is in California, and we just did this today because we really thought about it and we weren't gonna do it. But I know Tim, with his 50 years of experience working for Bechtel, every kind of contractor, every kind of waterway, in the toughest state in the union to be a general contractor, A license, where he can do high rises and bridges. He's the best person to do this job. I know him and I know what he can do. And we almost weren't gonna bid on it, so that's why you got
Okay, well, I
scribbled.
think at this point, you got the contract in, let's move on.
yeah, and we
Let's
can-
just
we
put
can
everything,
use
let's let the water go under the dam
Yeah.
and be held up.
And if there's excess money, we'd like it returned to the borough. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And why can't it
Yeah.
benefit the fact that if it lowers tax, let's spread the wealth, let's spread it.
I understand.
You know, I mean, our
Just so you're
point,
aware, the taxes are being raised because the previous council took out a loan that they did not have money to pay for.
listen,
So that's,
I understand everything that happened to the point that I probably shouldn't even.
Never, no, it's
No.
okay, you said enough.
Anyways, the people that were involved, we have a little bit more arsenal than they do. And, and
yeah,
we can move them out of here.
we're
One
gonna,
other thing, Dina. So you see the text message that we got, from Joe Campbell. So now, this is the other thing that we gotta decide on council. I know we were moving forward using, part of the CARES money for the taking down the building. And originally, we were gonna try to get the bid for, surveying the town out of the CARES money. But that didn't work out, and then Joe Kemple come in, and he popped in here in the last month or so. So now we've got that. Is there something that maybe we would want to try to go back to the county and see if we can use that CARES money? Because we were already approved from the CBG grant money off from the Lake Road. So there's another $29,000 that was there?
Correct.
So do we try to go back to the county commissioners and say, hey, you know what, this is what we would like to use the money for, is a surveying? In case we ended up taking this money and using it, and then CBG grant wouldn't let us, allow us to use it for the surveying? And that's one thing when me and Ray went down, we talked to Attorney Henry, that was probably the two top things he said, if not the top thing, like, you guys gotta get the borough surveyed and find out where the hell your boundaries are. So, on the recommendation of the attorney, do we go back to the county commissioners and say, hey, you know what, we'd like to reallocate this money and put it towards the 22,000 on surveying it, and then go back and pull off from the leftover money from the 79,000 that we have on the Leach Creek, or the Lake Road.
Yeah,
Lake
so
Road's
the,
somewhere around 54,000 is based on that.
I have a question.
hold
I had
on,
brothers-
please,
Oh.
hold on. Okay, so the only issue with that is that we have to do a whole new application for the use of that money. So it could be another six or,
Application to who?
for the CDBG money.
We were already approved for it once.
We're approved for the 79,000.
Yeah.
The project for Coxton Lake is approved. The other money is not approved for anything. Even though I submitted all that stuff, Katie Blake told me that we actually have to apply for, we have to do the whole process again to use that money.
I thought we had to do the process again if we didn't use it on the town hall.
No. That was my assumption as well. She corrected me after months.
See how they're running in circles?
I have one question, because I'd Rutherford do some work for me, and he also said he did a lot of work for the borough. Does his work, can it be used to save money?
I don't know what that
Rutherford, the
means.
one that, the very good licensed surveyor.
He surveyed,
survey.
originally surveyed all this.
That's very good, he's a very good
His
surveyor.
grandfather was.
He did a survey for us, and he didn't defend it in court, so.
Yeah, there's a few things that were opened on that survey, so it was just suggested by our attorney that we got another independent surveyor, and then we got them both to
Butler's
just
pretty
confirm
good.
and you can get the boundaries.
Butler's a good
There's a
one.
lot of loose ends that's all left onto it.
Butler was here.
But was
So,
He's a good guy.
What's that?
They said Butler was a good guy.
yeah.
Butler's a good surveyor.
So,
He's the one that did the survey for those crooks, so.
Oh, did he?
He kept doing resolutions for us.
Oh, my God.
Did they really?
Resolution
after resolution.
I recognize that name.
Which one of them did it? Just the
Jack, I
whole
think we
group?
should revisit it at the
That's too
special.
bad. Well, sorry.
I had a little run-in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, David. So, yeah.
You got
I second that motion. All in favor? Aye.